So Google responded to the EU Statement of Objections. They issued their response almost immediately. When you look at this, of course, you know that it's a European response because the Europeans put the date first, the day, and then the month, and then the year. So the European Convention applies here, but not here. Okay, so what does Google say? Google says, let's replay history a little bit. So Google did a big acquisition of an outfit called ITA Software. And ITA really is a back-end company in online flight information. So again, what I was talking about with regard to the database, all the flight information just isn't on websites somewhere. Companies, the number of flights, and they change rapidly. You sort of have to build all that up. And Google bought that company. That purchase was reviewed, I guess, by the Department of Justice in the United States, and a series of restrictions were put in place with regarding to that, all pretty complicated in truth. But Google says, okay, when we did that, people said we were going to take over the online travel business. And as Google notes here, a number of competitors basically tried to block that purchase. Expedia, Kayak, Travelocity, and the like. Okay, what's happened after 4 years? And so they say, look at travel sites in Germany. And that's what all of this is, sort of a very colorful picture on lots of squiggles. And they go down one by one by one. And then at the very bottom is what they're calling Google Travel. So Google's in sort of a funny position here. Google wants to say, we spent $1 zillion on this company, and look how poorly we're doing. Okay, I guess, right? But that's sort of the weird world in which you live in sometimes in antitrust. But Google's claim is that the best way to judge what's going to happen is to look at the past and look at a similar situation. That similar situation Google doesn't seem to be taking over. All right. Then they say, now let's try this situation. And this situation is shopping. And what does the world of shopping look like? And we're going to go from Germany to France to the UK very quickly. That's what Google did as well. And what you see here at the top, and these are unique visitors in thousands. What you see, and this is, as you can see, if you look carefully, and I'm sure you can on the screen, basically from November of 2006 to November of 2014, is the dominance of Amazon.de, which is their German website, eBay.de, and then all of this almost noise at the bottom, including Google Shopping, which is sort of that fatter blue line. That's why I find the European case a little odd. Shopping online, I directly go to Amazon when I want to shop online. I could search for it, but the notion, Google has said all along, we're not the only company in search. We compete with Amazon. So sometimes when they say that, I think that's a little odd. I mean, I get big picture the idea. Eric Schmidt once said there are 4 firms running platform strategies. These are our competitors. And he was talking about Google and Amazon and Facebook and Apple, not putting Microsoft on that list. That's pretty interesting. But certainly if you narrow the field down to shopping, and that's what the EU Statement of Objections has done at this point, then this idea that you have to take into account the roles of the Amazons and the eBays of the world, that seems like a given. And again, these are Google's numbers, so I guess you take them with a grain of salt, though these numbers are numbers that anyone can, as it were, a sophisticated party, and certainly the European Union, can assess and respond to. It doesn't look like Google Shopping's doing very much there. All right, we'll go to France. And it's interesting to see differences from country to country, but Amazon.fr, that's their French website, is very much at the top there again. And Google Shopping is down here at the bottom. We'll go to the UK. Again, you've got Amazon's UK website. That's the green. eBay's UK website. That's the pink, I guess. And Google Shopping down here. So the framing of this case is a narrowed down shopping case. If I'm reading things online and in the newspapers right now, again, this case has just come out. I think everyone recognizes that the shopping market as such is going to have to include things like Amazon. And that if you wanted to identify sort of the critical areas that Google seems to really succeed in, shopping wouldn't necessarily have been at the top of your list. So I think it's a very interesting way to narrow the case. At some level, I'll say I'm not sure that I really get it. All right. That's sort of the Google segments. We're going to do a wrap-up in the next segment, like I did for the Microsoft case, try to bring it all together, do a summary. That's what we'll do next. I'm Randy Picker at the University of Chicago. This is Internet Giants, the law and economics of media platforms.